Look at Marvel's current cinematic slate, and you will find a massive vacuum. The studio spent years building Kang the Conqueror up as the ultimate threat for their multiverse storyline, only to abruptly cancel his involvement. Suddenly, the narrative engine driving their next decade of movies completely stalled out. To salvage their cinematic universe, the studio cannot simply swap in a new villain and expect the transition to hold. They require a narrative reset to bridge the gap between their abandoned storyline and the future. Their strategy for this fix is surprisingly calculated. Before Avengers Doomsday hits theaters, Marvel is deploying a theatrical re-release of the 5-year-old Avengers Endgame. While the box office numbers are a factor, leaked details suggest the new footage serves a specific narrative purpose. This version is built to house entirely new, unseen sequences. Director Joe Russo recently confirmed that this re-release features footage specifically designed as a bridge. He called it a critical companion story that acts as a direct setup for Doctor Doom. Curious, this raises a logistical question. How does a movie from 2019 establish the ultimate villain of 2026? The answer lies in retroactive continuity. Marvel is returning to their most successful chapter and weaponizing its final moments to legally rewrite the future of their universe. Recent leaks suggest the new Endgame footage centers on an extended version of Tony Stark's funeral. In this version, Steve Rogers and Scott Lang reportedly discuss the specific, dangerous consequences of living in the past. According to the laws of physics established in the Loki series, time travel does not overwrite history. When Steve travels back to the 1940s and stays with Peggy Carter, he immediately spawns a completely new rogue timeline. This timeline is unstable. Because it diverges so sharply from the predetermined path, it eventually collides with a neighboring reality, triggering a reality-destroying incursion. This anomaly is exactly what draws Doctor Doom out of the shadows. Leaks suggest he takes a specific interest in the child Steve and Peggy raise in this branched reality, a child who shouldn't exist. By choosing to pursue a happy ending with Peggy, Captain America inadvertently functioned as the trigger that doomed the multiverse. We can find the evidence of Steve's true activities during those missing 80 years by looking closely at the shield he hands to Sam Wilson on that park bench. The shield Steve brings back is not a pristine replica. The vibranium surface is covered in deep cuts and physical battle damage. If Steve spent his retirement living in a secret, peaceful reality, why is his unbreakable shield scarred from heavy combat? These scratches indicate that Steve's retirement was anything but peaceful. Given that the Russo brothers are framing this re-release as a bridge to Doomsday, the damage on this shield provides the first physical evidence of a war Steve fought and likely lost in his branched timeline. This aligns with Marvel comic lore. There is a historical precedent of Doctor Doom developing an obsession with the children of heroes, like Franklin Richards. In the cinematic universe, Steve's child would become the logical point of interest for Doom's arrival. The damaged shield is simply a smuggled artifact from a future war that audiences haven't even seen yet. Look again at Steve Rogers sitting on that park bench. In the context of an impending incursion, he no longer looks like a hero at rest. He looks like a survivor harboring a dark secret. He passed on the mantle to Sam because he had already seen the horrors of Doctor Doom firsthand. He knew a new Captain America would be required for the conflict he left behind. This revelation shifts the core dynamic of the MCU. The ideological pull between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers takes on a darker meaning. Shifting the blame for the multiverse's collapse onto Steve Rogers makes the upcoming war incredibly personal for the remaining Avengers. The theatrical re-release is a calculated move to force fans to view their favorite memories through a corrupted lens. By adding this context, Marvel reveals that what we once celebrated as a triumphant ending was actually the origin point for the ultimate tragedy.